Attacks on Palestinians by settlers in Masafer Yatta are so commonplace now that there's a sort of routine in response to the violence. First, the local Palestinian mayor, Mohammed Rabbi, spots the settlers' vehicles gathering along the ridge. Then a distress call goes out via voice note on the local WhatsApp group.
شباب يسعد مساكم تجمع للمستوطنين قاعدين بيتجمعوا في عروض اللواح في سيارات كمان 4 سيارات طلعات من شقة عبدة من تحت فالله يستر ما يكون في هجوم فالكل ينتبه والكل يراقب.
We turn around, head to the local mosque. On the road, the mayor spots a friend, Mohammed Dabaseh, hiding in the bushes. Such is the routine that a sort of black humour is deployed. When you saw our car coming, you legged it into the bushes because you thought we were settlers.
لما جيت لما احنا شفت السيارة تخبيت بين العشب فكرتنا مستوطنين.
دعست مرتين قلت دعسوني. هناك دعسوني في البلد طلعها مرتين قلنا يدعسني أقحص عني. اصلا لا اصلا قاسم فيها ما عشان كان تحت بس عرفت السياره جيت والله بده يروح واحد فوقي اللي شو تفكرت جيش مرات بلاقيك يا وقت لك بخصوص.
When we arrive at the mosque, the men have gathered with sticks, torches, camera phones versus the settlers and their semi-automatic weapons. And standing squarely behind them, the Israeli army and police.
ممكن يكونوا جيش ويقول لك تدور علينا
نقول ما ينعم.
The Palestinians told us that the settlers regularly congregate on the ridge like this. Sometimes they attack, sometimes they don't, but they are always toying with the people below. When word goes out of a possible imminent attack, the women and children hide in the Bedouin cave dwellings where their ancestors lived. Bara Hamamde tries to keep the children distracted ahead of another possible settler attack. A television news crew in their cave helps with that.
بنبقى نلهيهم في شيء ونقول لهم فيش إشي تخافوش بنلهيهم يعني ما يعني نقول لهم فيش مستوطنين راحوا ابعدوا عنا وبنلهي فيهم هين. بيبقوا خايفين لدرجة لا بعد مرات بعد عنك بيبقوا يعملوا بول لا إرادي.
Outside, a lunar eclipse meant it was getting especially dark. The worry, blood moon by name, blood moon by nature. There's another reason why it felt particularly tense here on this night. 2 days before we arrived, around 30 settlers attacked residents of what's left of the village of Khalat al-Dabaseh. Back in May, the place was bulldozed again by the Israelis, but some people had returned and started to rebuild. Among them, Zainab Dabaseh and her family, recovering from one of the most violent attacks in Khalat al-Dabaseh in months. Zainab, along with her husband and children, were in their shack when it started. They're recuperating at a relative's home. Her husband is still in hospital.
احنا لو كنا نايمين بالساعة 12 على الساعة 11:58 دقيقة كنا نايمين حولنا صوت زعيق صريخ من برا.
Before the attack, there had been an altercation between settlers and residents over where sheep could graze, a common occurrence here. Then, just before midnight, a mob arrived down from the outposts and barged into Zainab's home. They were carrying rubber batons and pepper spray.
بدنا نشرد لو هم يرشوا علينا غاز من الشباك وفتحوا علينا الباب شلعوا الباب علينا. أنا تعدى علي 6 مستوطنين تقريبا 5-6 علي لحال و3 دخلوا على الأولاد على شقت وراي تخبوا وراي. أنا تصدت الضرب على راسي قوموا يضربون على راسي حطت على يدي فوق.
As the blows rained down on her, Zainab saw one of the settlers hit the top of the cradle where her 3-month-old baby, Yakin, was lying.
أنا هجمت على البنت خفت يضربوها ظلوا يضربوا فيي عشان أبعد إيدي ما رضيتش أقيم. بعدين رشوا على عيني غاز وعلى البنت عشان أقوم مثل وأنا ما ظلت تزعق وأنا تحت على مغطى على البنت.
They broke Zainab's wrists as she covered the cradle. The aftermath of the attack was filmed by activists. Zainab's elderly father was also badly injured. He's still in hospital and is very weak. Her mother is staying with family. Her husband underwent surgery and is also still in hospital. The boys weren't spared either.
صح ان ضربنا وتعانينا من الضرب ولحد الان بنعاني من الضرب بس احنا اكيد بنضحك مش من انه نضحك يعني من احنا مبسوطين كثير صح بنضحك بدنا نقوي حالنا.
And you are entitled to that when you can't hold your baby in limbs broken trying to protect her. The number of settlements and outposts around Khalat al-Dabah has doubled since the October the 7th attacks. But who exactly targeted this family that night?
גדלתי לתוך העולם הזה. כבר כשהייתי ילד, ידעתי שיבוא יום ונקים פה חווה.
This is Yoyariv Shebo in a short film appealing for donations to support outpost expansion. The genre, settler spaghetti western. Two of the Palestinians who witnessed the attack separately identified him to us as one of the settlers present that night. His outpost overlooks Khalat al-Dabah. The outpost is a satellite of the Mitzvah Yair settlement nearby, illegal under both international and Israeli law. Looking for an individual settler in this context is dangerous, so we're relying on the dashcam footage in our car. The Israeli soldier let us through, and we drive into the established settlement. Yohariv Shebo's outpost is a little further away into the desert. But before we get there, we meet his father, Matti, driving the white car in the left-hand corner of the screen.
Here we go. Yeah.
Shalom. Atamati.
הרעיון הזה, העברתי אותו לילדים שלי, הילדים שלי גם ממשיכים בדרך הזאת של...
In 2004, Matti Shebo was sentenced to 2 years in prison for possession of explosives and weaponry stolen from the IDF. It's clear from the conversation we had with him that it's time for us to leave.
I think it is.
Who let you in and what are you doing here?
We have managed, though, to get his son's telephone number.
Hello?
Yoyariv, it's Pádraig O'Brien here. We were told by two witnesses that you were present at the attack at Khalat al-Dabah. Were you there and did you attack that family? He hangs up. Yoyariv was far less shy being interviewed recently when he got a free all-terrain vehicle from Israel's ultra-nationalist settler and Minister for Finance, Bezalel Smotrich, all part of this government's drive to legalize and extend outposts.
אנחנו כאן איתם בשבילם ביחד כדי ליישב את הארץ.
This is how Yoyariv Shebo uses those vehicles. And the extremist apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His father Matti was arrested on possession of explosives during the Second Intifada. Not long after his 10-month-old niece was shot dead. Shalhavet Pass was killed on this street in Hebron by a Palestinian militant sniper's bullet in 2001. And thus the cycle of violence turns faster and faster. The Israeli government now says it wants to fully annex the West Bank. Militant settlers will spearhead delivery of that government policy, as they do in Khalat al-Dabah. And if that happens, more families will end up hiding in caves. More lives and bones broken. What's this stick for?
عصا السرها كبير اخبط وياه.
And more children will assume with a smile that violence is just routine.